Okay, I just wanted to share of how I found out that I was pregnant. I really want to start documenting everything so I can just remember what I'm feeling, different symptoms that I had. Okay, so basically today is Saturday, Saturday, November 24th, I think, yeah, of 2012, and last Sunday, so almost a week ago, for some reason, I don't know why, I hadn't even missed my period yet. I wasn't even due for my period yet, so I didn't expect anything, and my husband and I had been trying for a couple months, so I basically was starting to get to the point to where I would take a pregnancy test, and I would just in my mind say, I already know it's going to be negative, so, why even bother taking it? I already know, why even look at it? I already know it's going to be negative. But for some reason this time, something just told me to take a pregnancy test. Like I said, I wasn't even late on my period or anything, so I had no idea that I might have been pregnant. I just took one, and right away, immediately, it was one of the first response tests, so it would have 2 lines on it. So right away, immediately, the second line came up, and I was like, wait, what? Am I reading this right? This says positive. What in the world? So I woke up my husband from his nap, and I was like, honey, what does this say? What does this say? Am I reading this correctly? Do you see a second line, or is it just my eyes? And he's like, yeah, there's a second line on there. Maybe you did it wrong. So I was like, yeah, maybe I did it wrong. Maybe it's like a false positive or something. So the next morning on Monday, I took a second test, and I decided to get a completely different brand just in case, and this time it was one that would have a plus sign. And sure enough, the 2 lines came up to make the plus sign. And it, like I said, right away as well. So it was pretty strong. And so I was like, wait a second. Okay. Maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm just doing these wrong. And I was still kind of like in disbelief a little bit. So I took one last one, and again, it came out positive. So here I am freaking out. Like, oh my gosh, these are coming out positive. Finally, And since I have received a few negatives before, it was just a little difficult for me to believe. So I called the doctor right away, and I said, hey, I just took 3 pregnancy tests, and I need to make sure, is there any way that I can go in and get a blood test done just to double check? So I said, yeah, come on in. So I went in that same day on Monday, around 1:30 in the afternoon, and they did a blood test. They called me on Tuesday morning. So the next day, Tuesday morning, like around 9:30 in the morning, they called me and said, well, yes, your levels are coming back positive for pregnancy. And I said, wow, okay, thank you. Okay, I'm pregnant. They said, congratulations. I'm like, thank you. But it really didn't hit. The next day on Wednesday, I called them back because I was still in disbelief. I called them back and said, you guys called me yesterday to tell me that I'm pregnant, but I'm not sure if I heard you guys right. Can you double check that to make sure that I am? And so sure enough, they double checked and said, yeah, it came back positive for pregnancy. So I was like, oh, okay. So right then, that time that they told me, I started getting a little teary-eyed, like, oh, okay, this is true. This is really happening. So, yeah, so I'm pregnant. We calculated, and I haven't had my first doctor's appointment yet. That'll be next week, but we calculated, and I would be around 5 weeks right now. The only symptoms that I've been feeling so far are tender breasts. I would say that it's more tender along the sides right here than anything. Just right here in this area, on the sides of them. The other feeling that I've been getting are cramping. It feels like it would be period cramps, like my period's about to come. But just I don't know, it feels very similar to period cramps. And I was reading up on it, and they say that it's because your uterus is growing, and just because things are changing in there that it causes you to get cramping. And another symptom that I've been getting that's a little odd is my abs have been hurting. It feels like I just did a bunch of crunches. And trust me, I did not do any crunches. I was researching it to see if that was normal or to be feeling in pregnancy, or if it's just me, if it's just, the way I've been moving my body or something. I don't know. So I was researching it, and they said that many women get the feeling of sore abs when they're pregnant because your muscles are loosening so that it can just prepare everything in there. So your muscles begin to loosen, and your uterus is growing and stuff, and so that causes you to get sore abs as well. So those are the three main things that I've been feeling. No nausea yet. The only time that I feel nauseous is if I take my prenatal vitamin just without having eaten too much. Like I'll eat a yogurt, banana, some apples, and if I take my vitamin right after that, it's not enough substance in there, and so that'll give me nausea. But I haven't had any morning sickness or anything like that. So yeah, I'm about 5 weeks pregnant. I'm so excited. My husband and I are so extremely excited and looking forward to this journey together. Like I said, I really want to start documenting everything that I'm feeling just because I really want to enjoy and remember every part. So, all right, see you later. Bye.